Well, that's it. My last performance of this year's pantomime, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Oh, what a season it's been. Oh. We've done 42 shows, matinees and evenings, since the 15th of December last year to tonight's finale. 42 performances. And I have to say, I've gone down a storm every time. Well, the audiences have been brilliant. They've laughed, they've clapped, and they joined in and sung their little hearts out when we did the song Nelly the Elephant. All part of the Three Bears service. Oh, mind you, I couldn't believe it, but I completely forgot to put me bloomers on before we started tonight. And when I had to fall over in the Dancing Bears routine, well, I got a bigger cheer than expected. Mind you, it was even worse when Goldilocks' wig fell off. Well, to be honest, she's a bit old for the part. And with no wig and all her hair pinned up, well, she looks 40 if she's a day. But I do love it. I've been treading the boards for over 50 years now, man and boy. Yes. I started as a chorus boy and worked my way up to playing dame. Well, first year I started, there was this lovely woman in the team at the theatre. Well, she took me under her wing. She was always cuddling me, she was. Well, I used to get lost in her rather ample bosoms. I went on to play a few almost leading roles like Buttons and Smee in Peter Pan, to name a couple. Then I got my lucky break. Oh, it was about 40 years ago. The chap playing Widow Tranky in Aladdin broke his leg. I've never looked back. Been playing dame ever since. Oh, I love all things panto, I do, especially the dame. Oh, such a funny idea, a man dressing up as a woman. It's all part of the great British sense of humour. Apparently they don't have anything like it anywhere else in the world, you know. Mind you, I wouldn't really know much about that. The furthest I've ever been is the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. But those were the days. I almost got to the top of the bill once, playing alongside the Chocolate Brothers. They were the Brokers Men. Cinderella, 1997. And I was one of the Ugly Sisters. Boobylicious. No big. Boobylicious, I remember it like it were yesterday. I was the one who had the false leg when we were trying on the glass slipper and shouted, "It fits! It fits!" You know, before falling over to reveal it tucked under me bloomers. Well, the kids and the audience laughed. Oh, they howled with laughter. Oh, yes, they did. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember the wardrobe mistress was a bit of a dragon, though. She was actually called Agnes Go to Bed. I know, Agnes Go to Bed. You couldn't make it up. Oh, and woe betide you if you dared call her Aggie. Oh, she couldn't bear it. Well, she chased me once with Cinderella's bloom, yes. Well, she was quite threatening. She was a big woman. She had legs like upturned beer bottles and wonky teeth. And when she smiled, it looked like, more like she was snarling at you. Mind you, didn't smile much, even on a good day. And she had a turn in one eye, yeah, I remember. And we used to say, well, she had one eye looking at you and one eye looking for you. Right. Our wardrobe mistress for this show's a bit like her. She takes no prisoners. Well, she told me off just because I got my wigs mixed up. I wore the blue curly one instead of the yellow ringlet one for the circus scene in last Wednesday's matinee. Well, to be honest, we mostly had scores in for that performance. I wasn't too bothered. I was coasting a bit, which is really naughty, I know. Oh, but I do find the days with two performances take it out of me. But she is brilliant with the costumes, though, which is why people put up with her. Oh, but she is a funny woman. She's more butch than me. I remember the pinnacle of my career was playing at the London Palladium back in 1999. I was Dame Trot in Jack and the Beanstalk. Everything was going really well until one show when we got to the sad scene where I told Jack, "Oh, we're so poor, we've got to sell Daisy the cow." Daisy Cow was just about to do her little dance when some kid in the audience chucks a carrot on the stage for Daisy. I was just going to shout out, "Oh, that's what you give to donkeys," when there was a loud clash backstage. Well, the cottage curtain behind us went up, revealing a row of chorus girls halfway through a quick change for the next scene. They all screamed and ran off. The back of the cow pulled away from the front because he thought there was some kind of emergency, and the curtain with the song words came down. The audience started to laugh, clap and scream all at the same time as they had no idea what was going on. And I just stood there, trying to save the day. It turned out that the newest stagehand had dropped the big pot of coins from the giant's castle, which then made the man working the curtain jump and press the button for the curtain to rise. I just stood there stunned for a minute or two. But as with the song words, I waved to the conductor and started singing the audience participation song. Always look on the bright side of life. Yeah. Oh, then there was that time in Scarborough, Cinderella again. This time I was Salmonella, another ugly sister. I had this outfit which looked a bit like that meat dress Lady Gaga had. You remember? Oh, you know. Well, I was in different shades of pink from head to toe. Very tight clothes. I had to walk with a kind of a waddle. Well, my sister was mozzarella. She was as fat as I was thin. Yes, hard to believe, I know. So I know. She was all dressed in shades of yellow. Very cheesy. We were just getting ready to go to the ball. I had to make a joke about how she ponged, and I just leaned over and said, "Oh, you pong, sis." But I felt my dress whip at the back. I didn't know which way to turn, but thought I'd better get off quick in case anyone could see something they shouldn't. You see, I usually wear bloomers when I play dames, but because the dress was so tight, well, I'll leave the rest to your imagination. I've got so many happy memories of all the shows I've done. Especially all the dames I've played, all those funny names, fancy wigs, tons of makeup and crazy frocks. I prefer the motherly dames as they suited me as I got older. The wrinkles get harder to fill and the lines harder to learn, and I'm not as fit as I used to be. I always put on a few pounds during the show because I end up eating rubbish, or takeaways, chocolate bars, and the odd tipple here and there. Well, the dressing rooms are usually cold, just to be honest. It's all getting a bit much for me now, and I'm really not sure I can do it again next year. I'm already booked for summer season at Great Yarmouth supporting that old comedian, what's his name? See, I can't even remember his name. Lenny something, or Harry. I'm getting so forgetful. But what else can I do? Over 50 years in the business. No other skills, you see. This is it. This is the real me.
Charlie, are you still in there? We're all going round the coach and horses for a bit of a rap party. Hurry up. You're the last member of the cast still here and the drinks are on Joe.
Blimey, drinks on Joe, he must be pleased. Even though I stumbled into the circus ring tonight and just missed headbutting the proscenium arch. I nearly messed up Goldilocks' bareback ride on a horse. Yes, a real horse. That was the highlight of the last scene, just before the finale walk down. Oh, the kids loved seeing a real horse on stage. Oh, she's mostly been very well behaved. Mind you, we did have to send one of the chorus boys on with a bucket and spade and pretend it was for the guard round my cottage once. Oh. I'm not sure I feel like going to a rap party. I don't think I can do it again. Not next year. I'm totally wrung out. I denied myself of a family making this career choice. I've been married twice, but things just didn't work out. I suppose it was me. Always away doing shows. I've been on my own for years now. The theatre is my family. So it's either going home alone to my grotty rented flat or going to the pub and pretending to be happy. No contest. I'm off home. I just couldn't bear to see all the lovers patting each other on the backside. Oh, what a triumph the pantomime has been, praising this one and that one when behind their backs they'll be scratching each other's eyes out. Show business, eh? So fickle. Some family. I've had it. I'm finished. I'm washed up. I can't do another show. I can't. I really can't. This is it. This really is a wrap for me. Well, until the next show.